What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We're live and direct, live in effect on this Sunday night. On the East Coast, it is rainy outside and the temperature dropped a little bit, man. It was actually kind of chilly, but probably because we so used to dealing with hot weather. So, when that little bit of fall kick in, it kind of kick you in the ribs a little bit. But, it ain't that bad compared to how Wolf was probably living out there in Wisconsin. It's probably like -20 by now. What's going on with the fam? Who's in the chat, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? I got my man Civic Maker. What's good, champ? Good to see you here. My man Tony. That's like 4 weeks in a row, man. Good to see you here again. Thirst for truth. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in, boss. Tim Tim, what's up? What's up? What's up? Speaking of the guy right there. There he is. Showtime is go time. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're ready to fire it up. National salute. What's going on, James? Salute, salute. Yes, sir. Shaka, peace be upon you, the living word established in your thoughts, words, and deeds. Yes, indeed. Yes, yes, yes. Facts. What up, Lamont? Man, you sent me a lot of good stuff. I got a chance to look over a few of them, man, but I couldn't read everything. It was just, or watch everything. It was a lot. But thank you for sending me all that stuff, man. My man Tony said it's cold. Yeah, it's cold where he is. It's a little bit chilly here, but it ain't. I don't wish that Wisconsin weather on anybody. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Mountain Flame? Harmonious balance. Yes, indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, indeed. So, pretty rainy, man. Apparently, there's a hurricane that's running through Florida. Now, some parts of Florida, I know two people that live in Florida off the rip, and they were like, they showed me pictures, and the shit was normal outside. It wasn't like a whole bunch of water everywhere, none of that. Certain places you look at in Florida, pretty bad. So yeah, that's if you're in Florida right now, man, and you dealing with some hardships, man. Please be careful and take care. If I wish I could do something for you, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to survive and maintain up here myself. But hey, if you're in that situation and you're able to get online, thank the Creator. Definitely thank the Most High. But yeah, it's a crazy situation out there. I literally saw a gentleman, and we were talking about this in my Telegram group. There was this guy who bought a $2 million what was that thing? It was a $2 million what was that? It was a McLaren. It was nice too. It was a yellow McLaren. It was slammed to the ground. It had the carbon fiber fenders on it, carbon fiber inserts in the trunk. It was gorgeous. I think that car goes for $2.1 million on the market. He bought that bad boy the day before that happened, man, and it was in his garage too. And he had this multi-million-dollar mansion. And yo, I tell you, man, nature don't care about none of that shit because it flooded his whole first. I think the whole entire first floor was flooded because he had a camera in his garage and like the water was literally halfway up to where the door was still closed at the time. And then I guess it filled up to the point where the door couldn't even hold anymore. So the door just broke. The garage door broke, and the freaking McLaren went flying out in the parking slide. What is it? Floating out in the parking lot, and then it flew over and to another on top of something. I think it landed on top of his grill or something like that. It was total. It was total. But yo, be careful if y'all gonna be out here buying used cars, because I'm gonna tell you how the used car game works, right? Even when these cars are flooded, like they have ways of getting around selling cars that have been totaled out from flooding. They literally have tricks of the trade they can use. They might be able to slide one of the guys. It's the same thing of anything corruption. They might be able to slide one of the guys at the counter a few $1,000s or something like that to declare that ignore the paperwork on a McLaren or whatever. Get a good wash and a wax interior detail, clean the undercarriage. You know what I mean? Maybe replace the alternator belts. I guarantee you that car is completely total, but they can probably resell that car to somebody who's desperate to look real good. They can probably resell that car at 2.1 million. They could probably resell that car for $250,000. And somebody will buy it knowing it was a flood car. You know what I mean? Somebody will buy it just to look good. Hold on to it, think they got something nice. Yeah, down the road, you got the seat moving by itself. You got the windows won't go back up. You know what I mean? It's not even worth it at that point. You put an engine in there, you probably gonna spend about $250,000. So nah, but yeah, that was terrible. But yeah, there's a lot of damage that was done to property, man. So hopefully the Florida Republic is able to recover, man. FEMA's on the scene, but shit, I actually knew somebody that tried to go through FEMA to get their reimbursed for their. They had a Nissan Murano, and he had just put all this money into this car, man. He put about $3,000 into this car on this Murano, and he ended up taking it down to Texas. And man, a hurricane hit and flooded the whole car. And FEMA ain't give him a dime. So hey, I mean, this guy will make out though because it's all over the internet. So like how that goes. But yeah, but anyways, yes, if you guys are in Florida Republic, prayers up for Florida. Look out for them. If you can help, try to. That's not supposed to play. All right. Let's get into it, man. I got a few things I want to show you guys. All right. So let's start off with I think one of the most biggest things that happened this week besides the hurricane. Coolio, rapper Coolio, man. Coolio at the age, they said it was the age of 59. Coolio passed away. He's no longer with us. Now, some people say that these rituals and things like that are not as straightforward as they would lead you to believe watching the mainstream media. Basically meaning these people are playing characters. They all have a role that they're supposed to play um in the I guess the stage theater or whatever you want to call it. And he was part of it. So I got my man back, the sounds like he's a Caribbean gentleman, and y'all heard him. It's the Mag Scary Truth Official. That's his YouTube channel. So I wanted to hear his input on this because he has some very very interesting outlooks on these things. So let's hear what he has to say.
Now, this character right here that you see on screen, Coolio right here, supposedly dead at 59 years old. And of course, it's cardiac arrest. Anybody so-called dead now gonna die from cardiac arrest.
And my man's 100% true about that because how many times have we heard people dropping dead from heart problems in the last 2 years? A lot of, I think they call it SADS, sudden adult death syndrome, where they just drop and it's supposed to be a heart condition and nobody knows, in the mainstream, nobody knows why this is happening. I'm not laughing at it, but you know what I mean? Hey, what can I say? And did he take that poke? I don't know if he took the poke or not. I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? I don't know what side he was peddling for with this whole entire situation. But I will say this. You can look at the way he's moving with his hand gestures right there. That pretty much tells you what side my man is on right there. Let's take a look.
Just remember that. And this one right here with the famous Gangster Paradise and the masses. Teach about gangster and all of them shits, get a lot of youths in trouble. And you can see his hand sign right there, 33. It's
Yo, who remembers that song "Gangsta's Paradise"? Yo, like that song was crazy because I specifically remember that song being blasted every morning, summer of 1995. It was a guy across the street from me named Ricky, and he was an American Indian dude, and I always thought he was cool. And he used to always wear cowboy boots, and he always carried a revolver on him, a long revolver. He would wear cowboy hats and stuff like that too. He was a cool dude. He had the curly Easy E style hair, and he would just he would blast Gangsta's Paradise every morning in 1995, and it was dope. He had this bike called the Ecstasy. It was a three-wheeler. It was two wheels in the back and one wheel in the front. It was like real long wheelbase in the front. It was real pretty, man. This guy was like the coolest dude on the block. Him and my dad were the two coolest dudes on the block because my dad had an Acura NSX at that time. He had a silver one, so like they was the hot boys on the block. You know what I mean? So yeah, I remember that. That's a memory unlocked, so to speak. But yeah, that song, man, that's that movie Dangerous Minds, and that song, that kind of music literally has youth that are still doing hard life in jail from that particular type of thing that was acceptable in the culture of like shoot 'em up, bang bang. That was really really popular back then. So I agree with my man. Yes, it did influence a lot of the youth. Still, those frequencies that you listen to, they affect you. You know what I mean?
not a coincidence. And take a look, bricks behind him for Freemasonry. He's just another satanic puppet, and all of them involved in the programming that brought you where you are today. Just remember that shit. All of them give you some kind of programming. They call them entertainers. Bam! Take a look at this right here. No tricks here. Coolio right there is 33 in numerology, as you can see the total right there. It's not a coincidence. Like I say, he's a big part of the damn brainwash on the masses. A lot of people sleep. We go get into this right here and break it down with your so-called Coolio dead at 53. Let's go. So, hold on. We go get into it. Get into it. Let's see what they're talking about here. Listen. Turn it up a little bit. Make it right.
Today at the age of 59. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left.
Listen, people, walk through the valley of the shadow of death, just like they give you in the supposedly Lord's Prayer or whatever. But this is how they do the masses. They send to their message with these so-called entertainers. Like I say, he deep into the brainwash, show up in the 90s in hip-hop, one of the so-called biggest. As you can see, they give you the so-called Gangsters Paradise, big programming on the masses.
Songs of any genre of the 1990s. Coolio's Gangsters Paradise, the
right
#1 hit from 1995. The song was featured in the soundtrack of the movie Dangerous Minds.
You hear that? Dangerous Mind. And as you could see, this sodomite right there was the star of the movie. All of them is fakers on the masses. 100% programming. Don't cry when they so-called take them off the scene. Like I say, 33 numerology is his name. Is no coincidence.
Star Michelle Pfeiffer issuing this statement. Heartbroken to hear of the passing of the gifted artist Coolio. A life cut entirely too short.
You hear that people is a talented artist. Get the fuck out of here. All of them is the same annoying music they give you come from the mainstream. No doubt. All programming for the masses.
Grammy for his brilliant song on the soundtrack, which I think was the reason our film saw so much success. I remember him being nothing but gracious. 30 years later, I still get chills when I hear the song.
What you think, people, with 30 years later after that big hit, he died. What you think at 59 years old and nobody gonna tell you what really killed him? You never understand with this so-called big push to juice up everybody. And now they're so-called falling. Remember what I tell you from 2019, 2020. What did I tell you? All of these so-called famous people gonna drop like flies and they're gonna give you the agenda right there. What really killed them. Like I say, cardiac arrest is gonna be the end of the story that killed him right there.
Sending love and light to his family. Born artist Leon Ivy Jr. in 1963.
Yeah, that Leon Ivy Jr. I want to understand why all these rappers have to have a alias. Why they have to have an alias? Why they have to have a so-called, other name different from the name that they actually is? Like Kanye West. That's not his name, but that's 33 in numerology. Like I say, all of them have supposed to be alias. Why, people? Because they're fakers. 100%. Because they have to show up as some kind of gangster. They have to give them those names. 100%.
Family moved from Pennsylvania to Compton. He started rapping at the age of 15 and knew by 18 it would be.
Of course, all coding with your 6'9". That's how they do it.
His career. His 1994 debut album, It Takes a Thief, made him famous. His 1995 single, Gangsta's Paradise, made him a superstar.
There you go, people.
Along with his Grammy.
And take a look at him right there with the purple thing in the hand. Just a damn clown. Look, all signs and symbols on him. And yes, the air coming out of the damn hat. Just a clown on the masses.
Coolio earned 6 nominations.
Of course,
he had a varied career as an actor, voiceover artist, and producer.
Yes, that's another thing. In a lot of movies, people. He come in a lot of movies. Actually, more than a dozen movies. This Coolio character right here that they give you as a so-called rapper. I told you already, they're all puppets. 100%
Despite
puppets.
occasional brushes with the law, Coolio was well-liked in the entertainment industry. And his hairstyle became part of his trademark.
Of course, there you go. Always have a trademark when it comes to these characters. They're painting a picture, making a character, bam, and then sell it to you. Don't cry when they so-called die.
Like that. Is that something you alter yourself? That you cut the little nibs out of the sides or what? It depends on the day. Coolio was at a friend's home in the Jefferson Park area of Los Angeles.
Jefferson is 36 in numerology, and it's not a coincidence. He was born 1963. You see that? All coding, people. I didn't make it up, and now 2022 is the number 6 coding again. Pay attention.
Paramedics responded to a report of a medical emergency at around 4 p.m. They found the rapper unconscious.
You hear that?
So they attempted to provide some medical.
All of them people, all of them, they're gonna tell you the same damn thing. There was attempted to give them some kind of CPR, trying to revive them, but they're dead. It's fake shit, 100%.
Assistance to him, but he did not survive.
And no
Did not
foul play.
survive.
At this time, we don't show any indications that anything's associated with any.
Go back.
And no foul play.
At this time, we don't show any indications
You
that.
think he honor there, people? Nothing but bullshit. They sell the masses in the pandemic.
Anything's associated with any criminal activity. Social media erupted with messages of shock, sadness, and appreciation. Ice Cube tweeting.
There you go, another puppet, Ice Cube, as you can see him right there with the crown on, mocking the creator. Yes, he's a king on earth. What a dumb shit. Ice Cube is another sodomite. Get put on by the peoples that run your life.
Firsthand, this man's grind to the top of the industry. Rest in peace, Coolio.
Of course he did.
Snoop Dogg tweeting.
Take a look at the Snoop Dogg right here, and he's another puppet on the masses. Big time puppet, but take a look. The Coolio flashing the 33 on the hand sign right there. Got the gloves on for Freemasonry. What do you think? And his name is 33 in numerology? Come on, people, he's a puppet.
Gangsta's Paradise. R.I.P. Coolio. Coolio sold some 4.8 million albums
over.
That's
the number 12 coding. They're gonna give you number 3. And pay attention to this fake song. This is another supposedly movie star right here, supposedly doing the chorus, but of course it's not their own voice, people. Just wake your ass up. Listen.
And just months ago celebrated his 1 billionth stream of Gangsta's Paradise on YouTube.
There you go, people. He just celebrate his 1 billion so-called posts or watch or hits. And there you go, and dead right after that. What do you think, people? Wow.
Just said 1 billion. I want to thank everybody for all the years.
All right, I think we can stop it right there. Yeah, but so I mean, what do you say, man? You say my man is a puppet. My man, my roster friend there, he says that the dude he's a puppet. I mean, here's what I think, man. Nobody gets in that position without being put there. I will say that much. You know, nobody gets in that position without being put there, especially the stuff they're talking about. You know what I mean? Let me see where we at. I think I missed some comments. Here we go. With all due respect, fuck out of it. What's up, man? Salute. Just watching the video regarding weather modification. You heard of Project Cirrus? Is that? Yeah, I think that's the one where they use the harp to modify the clouds. You can see the waves and ripples in the clouds. I was actually gonna share that, but they wouldn't let me. Anyone checked on the broken side? Yo, consultants literally in the chat, I think. Yes, sir. Peace of bad wolf. Gratitude for boys' consultation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cancels order on Amazon for McLaren. Hey, man, probably a good idea. Get them thumbs up. Yes, sir. Drop the likes on there. We'd appreciate every like we can get here. There he is. Speaking of him, the consultant is here live and direct. I think a lot of times he's here. He just don't say nothing. You know what I mean? He's always in the background lurking. He definitely took the V. He has footage. Oh, really? He definitely took the V. He has footage of doing shows at places they won't let you in unless V. Wow. That explains everything, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. I'm always good, bro. I should be chilling in the cut like a Band-Aid. Facts. This is swelling, irritation of the skin, sac-like tissues around the heart, pericardium, sudden death, C19. Okay. What up, Jimmy? Good to see you here. That man is definitely from the islands and definitely upset. More irritated than me. Nobody knows everything, and I'm sure Rasta man don't know everything either. I would not be so quick to say Coolio was a puppet. I don't know, man. Listen, like I said, nobody gets put in those positions unless they put there purposely. And if you do get put in that position, or if you do end up in that position, you best believe somebody gonna run up on you and make you a proposition. You know what I mean? You can listen to what I don't know how many of you guys listen to the old school hip hop in the early 2000s, but there was a dude that was supposed to be the next up and coming rapper. His name was Ali Vegas, and he was from New York. So him and Fabulous had a beef back and forth. But he literally said, like, yo, he went to this party. He was about to get on. He was supposed to, you know, talking about getting signed and all that stuff. So he goes to this party. It's actually on YouTube, matter of fact. He goes to this party and he says, he goes inside the party or something, and it's just like mad dudes doing stuff. I'm gonna leave it there. I think that's what he said, and he was like, "Yo, he got up out of there because that's not what he was down with." You know what I mean? So he was like, "Yo, they might tell you to put this outfit on. You know what I mean? You might look goofy or something like that, and you go in the joint with the outfit on. You know, it's a game to that, man." Cuba, Snoop, y'all not in circles. I don't know, man. Oh, I love this dude, MAG. He don't give it. Yeah, he don't. He don't. Out here in New York, FAB, Kiss, and all these rappers took the jab. You can't perform if you didn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people like, I don't know if they part of the joint. Hey, listen, bro. Let's not forget 2020, how Gestapo they were. Well, especially New York. Like, New York violated. They probably getting sued all kinds of ways right now with how many rights they violated, and religious exemptions and religious freedoms. Let's not forget 2020, man. Let's just put it there. Let's not forget what happened in 2020, because 2020 was a very pivotal moment in everything. You know what I mean? Everything was out there for the first time in the open for everybody to see. And some people were too blind to see it. Some people did. You know what I'm saying? So these rappers, if you think for 1 minute that these rappers didn't, you gotta rethink that, man. I mean, Kyrie Irving, even the thing with him talking about Kyrie Irving couldn't play unless he took the joint. You know what I mean? I'm not sure where I stand with that. I'm not sure if Kyrie Irving actually is out there, being for real. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But because he damn sure wasn't playing at one point. So yeah, I think it was the end of the 2021 season. I think they said they tried to tell him he got to get it. He was like, I ain't taking that shit. So yeah, you don't have to know you are a puppet to be used. Oh shoot, let me put that on there. You don't have to know you were a puppet to be used as one. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You know how to use people ignorance as a weakness. Listen, and that's facts, Mountain Flame. Like, you literally got somebody that's trying to get on. You know what I mean? These guys come from poor areas. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get on and get this money. They gotta buy their mama house, move their peoples out of the hood, all that stuff like that, right? So look, they get in front of the right person. Like, look, I can do all that, but here's what you got to do. Listen to this guy over here. Whatever he say, do it. This is your publicist, and they be like, yo, publicists, make sure that the artists don't do nothing crazy so that they don't tarnish their reputation. Nah, I don't even think it's that. I think the publicist tells them what to do flat. Like, yo, this is what you're gonna do, and if you don't, you cut. Yeah, like, you literally have a go-to guy tells you what to say, a handler, if you would. A lot of people say Kim Kardashian was Kanye West's handler at one point. Sure, Lamar Odom, the same thing. Like, all them dudes who used to mess with those guys them girls fly off the hinges after they they stopped dating them. Oh, I'll make an argument. Kanye West was always off the hinges, though. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Ali Vegas was dope, yo. He was, it wasn't no reason why Ali Vegas didn't get on. That dude was nice. And he could make a song. You know what I mean? Look out for mosquito giving you through stings. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think that might be unethical, champ. Like, that's it would have to be a decision. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that the universe will let them work in that way. Again, like, these people have been moving like this for centuries because they know from experience what they can and can't get away with, because they figured out how this reality works. You see what I'm saying? So, like, they might not be able to just have mosquitoes, what I mean, running up on you. That's not giving you a choice. And at the end of the day, the choice is what gives them plausible deniability. Like, hey, nobody made you take nothing. You took it up because you didn't want to lose your job or whatever. Nobody made you take nothing. That's why you gotta sign that waiver. You know what I mean? When you had to get the joint, you gotta sign that waiver, because you basically you indemnifying them. You hold them harmless, in so many words. He's controlled opposition. Yep. Telegram, yeah, they go into my Telegram group. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Check out Dane Calloway video. I saw that, and we're gonna be getting to that in a minute. I saw that. Yeah. And now, what's crazy? Now I'm looking at Dane Calloway like this. Yeah, I don't know, man. Who knows? But yeah, I do believe, like he says right here, he's controlled opposition. So, like, they tried to send Judge Joe Brown after Dane Calloway. So they might have been like, all right, that didn't work because Judge Joe Brown's soft body. So now we might have to send somebody to act like, they down with the cause or whatever. and just kind of be like, yo, do this, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. You know what I mean? And get him in that room with the guy. You know what I'm saying? The guy to be like, look, this is what you're gonna do. We got this amount of money for you to do this. You know, listen to this guy. You know, and we're gonna make sure you taken care of. You know, because let's be honest, Dane Calloway is looking like he garnered all of that attention off of hard work and research. But then again, you just never know. You know what I mean? Any of these people can be connected behind the scenes. But I will say this: the message he's delivering, it counteracts the message that they've been teaching. So, you know what I mean? What up, Mac? What up, man? Personal protection gel. Okay, that's what's up, man. No doubt. Thank you for tuning in. Preparation in line, proficiency counteracts difficulties. Hey, I couldn't have said it better myself. Facts. Anything is possible. They have no GMO flies in Florida now. Yo, yeah, the love bugs was actually GMOs too. I think they were an experiment. They said the story behind love bugs was the fact that they were in a lab and they got loose. But I think it's deeper than that, yo, because I never understood why Florida is the only place, well, was the only place at one time with love bugs. And you would just see these bugs stuck to each other. Like, what the you know, and they would just land on you. They wouldn't do nothing, I don't think. They would just land on you and just be weird looking. You just swat them away. But yeah, they're not giving you a choice not to nationalize either. That made man stateless with his own in his own land, within his own land. What you mean? What you mean, Jordan? The science of seeing the molecules of the true workings of reality is occult science. That's fire. That makes sense too, though. 100%. I think Tony talking the sickness, not the V. Oh, yeah. I guess that could be true. I guess that could be true, Tony. If you're talking about the actual sickness, yeah, that could be true. The difference between the mystic and the believer is that the mystic knows God. Yo, I like that. That's some knowledge right there. I like that, definitely. There's a vid floating around with a mosquito caught by some dude. He moves his wings, revealing numbers on his. I did see that video, man. I just these days, yo, with like it didn't even stop at Photoshop. They can actually literally alter videos. So it's hard to tell, you know what I mean, what's real and what's not. But I do believe they have those type of things out there, like the recording device bugs. They probably had those in the 60s and 70s, I believe. If you remember, if anybody used to watch Dragon Ball Z, like yo, there was a scene on the joint where there was a guy named Dr. Gero. And what he would do was he would have this small mosquito looking bug or something. It was a tiny bug, and it would monitor all of the fighters' powers because they had incredible power. They were able to like shake mountains and stuff when they powered up. So like yo, they would watch their battles and they would record. The little bug would record all of their movements, their greatest abilities and stuff like that. That you know when their power peaks and fighting styles and tendencies, and then report them back to the lab. So this dude had a database on all the fighters all around the world and the ones that are the highest threat. So when they went to go fight his monster, he had a counter for all of that shit. It was crazy. But yo, this is again predictive programming because this is literally what you're talking about right now. And this is on an anime that was created in 1989. What's going on, Mr. Truth? Gave me the shivers thinking about it. Yeah, man. It's yeah, I feel you on that, man. But it has to be a choice though. They can't just it's gotta be a choice. They can't just make you, you know what I mean? Let that be what it is. I gotta watch what I say. But yeah, in my opinion, the spider lanternfly is a GMO insect. They primarily hang out near inanimate objects, buildings, cars. Spotted lanternfly. Don't think I've seen that one yet. I seen a weird bug the other day I never seen before. It landed on a glass of this car I was looking at, yo. Like I'm looking in the glass, and it was this weird. It looked like it was a stink bug actually, but the joint had like blue. It was blue, had blue spots on it. It had white. No. It was blue. It was lime green, and it was like some kind of pink spots on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I've never seen this before. Yo, dude, it's weird. And then like, yo, we got like lizards and shit running around in Maryland. Like, yo, we never had lizards in Maryland. I don't remember ever having lizards in Maryland. We had frogs and toads, But we did not have no goddamn lizards running around Maryland. That's new to me. So I'm at the spot. Matter of fact, I was at the range about a few months back, and they had a damn lizard run across the damn sidewalk. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, yo, lizards running around out here in front of the range? Like, what the fuck is it? And then, like, yo, on top of that, and you go to Florida, lizards are everywhere. Like, I remember back when I was younger, I used to go down to Florida, and it was lizards down there all over the place. I thought it was the coolest thing, you know? Like, yeah, shit is weird right now. The biggest secret is that there's always a choice that you can make. Yeah, agreed. I learned that, you know, over the last 2 years. Everything is a choice. Forget the mosquitoes, bring out them dragonflies for this. Yo, yeah, them dragonflies don't play, bro. They set on this one dude I seen on Instagram. He had he set up like a little pond in his backyard, and he you know, he filled it up with water and rocks and all that stuff. And then, you know, the wildlife came, but he was like, yeah, all he did was put some, I think they were called minnow fish or something, but he put some kind of fish in the water. And then he put like dragonflies in the area too. And that the mosquitoes ain't want no smoke because the larvae automatically got eaten by the fish. And if there was one or two that slipped through the cracks, the dragonflies would take them out. So they ain't want no smoke. So yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Dragonflies are tear the fur off mosquitoes. In Shaolin Temple, you were given a style to learn, master according to the variation of your ki. Yeah, that's I agree with that. That makes sense. The Shaolin Temple, they spotted lanternfly to be in Philly. I don't know. I've never seen that before, man. Remember, certain third world countries can be experimented on in the dirty, low shadow gov. Yeah, that is facts. I wonder what the inner makings of that are though, Tony. Because yeah, that is true. You do have, but listen, like, all right. So when for them to be able to do that, from what I've seen, you'll have missionaries come through first, and the missionaries, right? It's got to be a choice. So like, yo, the missionaries might bring food first, and then water to the impoverished areas, and then with the food and water, they'll bring the Bibles, and then once you take the Bibles, you subject yourself to these poisons they want to put in your body, and you know, pokes and all that stuff, and they testing it on you. But it's like, yo, nobody gets uh, tested on in that manner without first taking the benefit. That's how it works. Like, yo, parts of Africa, like, yo, we'll bring the Bibles through with the missionaries come through. The people want the food, they take the food, they like the fact they can just rely on this missionary service to get the food over there so they can eat it. Boom, they got the food and the water. Like, yo, this is the business. White man came to help us and stuff like that. Next thing you know what I mean? They start hitting them up. You know, they start hitting them up, the Bibles and all that. So they lose their identity, they lose their religion. You know, they get the food in exchange, and now they got the pokes. You know, now they monitor what's going on with the pokes. So I think that's how they move, though, man, for the most part. Now it might be. I'm pretty sure there's situations where it wasn't the case, but again, there's a karma for that. I think for the most part they try to move without that. Remember, Hostel was crazy. Man has absolute rights. There's no conditions of man's rights. They're playing a language game. Ignorance and lack of knowledge is the real weapon. Once you stand on your rights, they usually bend. That's facts. That is true, son. Best religion is no religion. I think spirituality is the best move, because yo, the thing about spirituality, man, it encompasses so much. It leaves you can take all the good stuff, you know what I mean? And you can pretty much discard what's useless. Certain parts of Africa, this is going on now. Poor parts, they exhausted their land's worth. You know what's crazy, yo? They say they exhausted the land's worth, but yo, they got everybody under the sun digging in their mines, bro. Like, y'all literally have the biggest diamond, gold, copper. Like, yo, cell phones wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Africa's copper. Like, people be saying, oh, what? Like, you know, you see the racists online trolling, like, oh, yo, what are y'all good for? Y'all never did anything in history. Like, oh, we literally have the largest landmass of copper, and you wouldn't even have a cell phone to complain if it wasn't for the copper, you know what I mean? But you know, you got the figureheads that are put in there by the foreigners, and they pretty much sell their people out, and just so they can enrich their family and its generations to come. All you gotta do is do whatever they say, and you know they'll break you off with some cheese, and you know get you a little diplomatic immunity to be able to come over to New York. But yo, and then in exchange, you're gonna let them people go over to the mines and do whatever whatever the hell they want. You know what I mean? So that's how it works. And you get the mine. They literally put the damn mine in the trust. You know what I mean? Now it's private. You know, yeah, it's all kinds of little tricks they do. But again, it's yeah, they give it up. What up, Nicole? I'll tell you, my father got bit by a tick in Costa Rica. He was so worried about Lyme disease. This was the 90s. The locals said they never heard of Lyme disease. Yeah. Yeah. And you know why that is? Because them pokes, they probably got pokes over there too. The same thing they did it's they literally showing you what they've been doing all this time. Same thing for probably the bird flu. It's the same thing for the what the hell is that called? Remember the joint they said they gave the kids real big heads or something like that? I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, that's probably the same thing. Down there messing around, you know what I mean? You know, taking the benefits and privileges, you know, government subsidies and stuff like that. You know, the government might come down there and say, look, you know, we can work something out here. You know, now the people are looking at stuff, you know what I mean? Look, I'm trying to watch my language right. They looking at doing stuff to themselves and they go ahead and do it and they take they get a benefit in exchange and boom. That's what it is. Like you brown, but on the passport you were white. What you mean, bro? What you mean? Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Yeah, that. Nah, no, hold on. Nah, the Zika. You talking about the joint from over there in China that they said while people was wearing a mask. You talking about that, which also turned out to be crap too. Victory in war is based on winning strategic and tactical mindset. Yep. All war is based on deception. I learned that in Call of Duty. They say all war is based on deception. Facts. Anybody who's on video games, man, some of the stuff they put in video games is unreal. You know, anybody here knows I'm a video game. Well, I was a big video game guy back in the day because these video games told you so much history. You know, and Metal Gear, man, that was a whole nother thing. Speaking of religion, isn't Scientology part of the New Order? I think it has a part of it. That's why so many celebrities involved. I think they have to be. Like you have to be a Scientologist to be in a certain position. I think the most highest paid actors are on that tip. Will Smith down with that shit too? I thought Will Smith was down. I know Tom Cruise is, and a few others. Meaning you were black, but your race on the passport says white, Charleston. Here's the thing, yo. I am American Indian. I ain't, you know what I mean? I don't know about all that legal fiction stuff. I'm a American national. Classified technically as American Indian, but nah, Cherokee and such. All right, let's get to the next video. Let's get to the next one. All right, what the hell is it? I got a bunch of videos on here. Man, I got too many. I gotta close some of these tabs. I got too many damn tabs. I can't even see what the hell. Where is it? All right, hold on. I think I got it. All right, let's talk about this right here. How many of you know about this? I actually heard about this on a this was one of those Reddit joints. I actually started listening to Reddit again. I got this cycle where I'll stop listening to Reddit for a while because they have like a robot that'll read off like Reddit responses and things of that nature. So I started listening to it again and then started talking about these places that were very unusual. So this is called, look at this right here. This is in California, underneath the ocean, I think it's like maybe a few miles out. And it looks like a giant like layer or something like that right there. And you can actually, they said you can see it on Google Earth. So it says a little more than 6 miles off the coast of Point Doom in Malibu, California, an unusual looking structure sits on the seabed floor. Based on images obtained on Google Earth, the oval-shaped object has a huge flat top and what appear to be pillars or columns that can be seen to reveal an entrance to a darker inner place. The anomaly, for the moment, we call it that, is approximately 2,000 feet below the surface of water, measuring nearly 3 miles wide. what exactly is this thing? According to the website of California-based radio program Fade to Black, this may have been the holy grail of UFO, USO, unidentified submerged objects. I didn't even know that existed. That researchers have been looking for over the last 40 years. Watch this video created Fade to Black radio host Jimmy Church about the Malibu underwater anomaly. We'll look at that in a minute. Matter of fact, y'all can look at this if y'all want to look at it. Jimmy Church, who hosts Fade to Black on the Dark Matter Radio Network, told the Huffington Post one of his listeners, someone named Maxwell, contacted him last month with a Google Earth image showing something odd under the water off the coast of Malibu. Church then asked demographic designer Dale Romero to capture as many angled images of the anomaly as he could. I needed to help him find a way to get it under and above the water, Church said. My first impression that it was Greek looked artificial and didn't look natural. When you were looking at it from above, it's nearly perfect oval shape, Church continued. In the natural surroundings, nothing is symmetrical. Everything is eroded and covered in rocks and sloping and peaking. And right here for 2 miles is a perfect oval with a black separation or outline to it. Now, what I noticed at a young age is like anything that's created by nature for the most part doesn't have a perfect, well, I'm not gonna say anything. Most things created by nature don't have perfect shapes. So like you might have like a tree or such that grows a certain length or whatever, but for the most part, it's not gonna be a perfect line. You know what I'm saying? You got a few instances that are exceptions, but yeah, there's always imperfections with it for a reason. So like things that are made perfectly and stuff like that, they usually look like they're made by a more intelligent race or such. Some people that say what race in this particular circumstance. It just stands out. There has to be some type of roof. It's not unlike a dome stadium or a covered indoor race track or an Olympic arena. It's got that feel to it. It looks to be perfect oval man-made structure sitting on a construction site. All right, so you can actually see it. They say using Google Earth coordinates, by the way, are 34 degrees, and then it's got a 123.31 north, 118 degrees, 5945.64 west. And it says it'll pull it right up. Church and Romero came up with a series of images starting from due south looking north all the way over to ending up due north looking back south. So that's what it looks like. So y'all can look deeper into this if y'all want, but I've never seen this before. I never heard anybody talking about that too. That's very interesting stuff. I remember they had something a while back where they were like, yo, didn't they have something that happened around the time before the what was it? The internment camps. They said they put the Japanese in or something like that. Where the camps, like they had saw some aircrafts in the sky or something like that, and they thought it was like an Asian invasion or something, and they basically threw all the Japanese inside of a internment camp or something like that, and they thought that had something to do with it, and it was right off the coast of California, I think. I'm not sure if that's where it was though, so who knows if the two are connected. Will Smith used to be with them. Okay, got you. To counteract the deceptions, images, illusions, master the unseen. Oops. Hey, so what up, Kevin? Hey, yo, we got Kevin in this joint. That's crazy. What's up, son? Good to have you here. A6, I still watch your streams despite not being present in chat. Cool. That's what's up, man. Glad to see you here. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, man. You have to hit me up in the private when you get a chance. My email's right in the comment section. Oh, man, I'm tripping. So, look, I was supposed to put this banner up. I'm over here geeked. I gotta drop my banner at the bottom. Did anyone know that Jordan Maxwell died March 3rd, 2022? Since we mentioned Coolio. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I did not know that. I had no idea. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, what is this right here? All right. I don't want to go there yet. Hold on. We'll go there in a minute. I got y'all. All right, let's jump around a little bit and jump on something else. All right, let's take a look at this right here. Instagram has not let me show any videos in a while, so let's take a look at this one right here.
Doesn't it seem a little weird that Ring Cameras, the same company that's owned by Amazon that makes smart doorbells and smart home cameras, is using the footage from those cameras to make an entire show? MGM Television, which is also owned by Amazon, just announced that the show is going to be called Ring Nation. It's going to be hosted by Wanda Sykes, and it's coming out in 2 weeks. Oh, and fun footnote, Ring currently has partnerships with more than 1,800 or 1 in 10 police and sheriff departments around the U.S.
That is super interesting that people literally are using these camera doorbells. Like what? First off, that blows my mind that people don't pay attention that these things get hacked regularly. Like these things literally get hacked regularly. People's camera doorbell ringers or what have you, and cameras set up inside your house and all that stuff. Like give me the old school VHS joint. You know what I mean? Like give me one of them old school setups. They got wireless and all that stuff. But yeah, they literally have hold on. They literally have a show coming out using people's footage on their doorsteps. First off, did you have to sign some kind of contract? I'm pretty sure you had to sign some kind of contract for that. Maybe people are just submitting them. I don't know. But that's just seems weird. Like, you literally have a camera in your house wirelessly you can activate that can be hacked because all of this stuff is hackable. Oh, man. All right, where we at here? How about USDA asking to register your gardens? Nah, I didn't even see that. That slipped under the radar. Nah, I did not see that. That's absurd, though. You put it under trust. Private. Yeah, I have Jordan Maxwell added on Instagram. Oh, hold on, Matt. Is that the guy that does the speeches on what is it? TED Talk? Is that the TED Talk guy? The guy that does TED Talk speeches? Maxwell did an interview on Killer Priest podcast. He's seen all my bad condition. Maybe I'm tripping, yo. Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on. I might be tripping. Yeah, I think that's John Maxwell I'm thinking about. Jordan Maxwell. Let me see. I think I'm drawing a blank here. Yeah. I have no idea who the hell this is, but I probably heard if this dude's a singer or something like that, I probably heard his songs. I don't know who the hell that is. But yeah, okay. I'm not sure. Maybe it was because of the poke, though. Who knows? Didn't Tom Hanks do a movie, The Ring? Nah, I don't think so. Maybe it was called The Circle. It was about watching people. That's crazy. Nah, I didn't see that one. If he did, I didn't see that joint. All right, on to the next video. Matter of fact, hold on. All right, let's do this. All right, look at this right here. We talked about this in my Telegram group. All right, so this lady, right, like gasoline on my body. Teen develops allergy to water. Yes, you heard it right. Teen develops allergy to water. And this is on Yahoo Sports for some odd reason. A teenage girl newly diagnosed with a rare water allergy affecting just 1 in every 230 million people has revealed taking showers can feel like being doused in gasoline and set on fire. And she can't even cry at the pain because her own tears bring her out in agonizing hives. Yo, what? What? Just 4 months ago, Sadie Tesmer, 14, was diagnosed with an aquatic urticaria. Urticaria, I think that's what it says. A condition which causes a person's skin to develop red, itchy hives after exposure to water and could be life-threatening if she suffers a bad enough reaction. When the teen first began to when the teen first began to turn bright red or pass out after taking a shower. Sadie's mom, Amber Saley, 37, from Buffalo, Missouri, U.S., initially thought the water was too hot and even joked she might be allergic to getting washed. Little did she know. But following a visit to her dermatologist in May 2022, Sadie, who has a brother Bradley, 17, and two sisters, Casey, 15, and Leslie, 12, was diagnosed with the allergy believed to affect just 50 to 100 people worldwide. Sadie, who constantly carries 2 EpiPens, auto-injectors used for the emergency treatment of life-threatening allergic reactions, said, "At times it feels like someone is pouring gasoline on my body and setting me on fire and it itches. I always got a reaction when I shower or wash my hands or even cry or sweat." She can't even sweat, man. "It will hurt so much that I start crying that it makes it worse, and I'm allergic to my own tears, which stresses me out. I try to avoid getting water on my face or neck because I don't want to go into anaphylactic shock. I have 2 EpiPens, but it's terrifying." Now look at this shit. Until mid 2021, listen, until mid 2021, I'll repeat it again for you guys that are not listening. Until mid 2021, Sadie had no issues with water and loved going swimming and paddling at the beach and was able to exercise normally. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, in late 2021, she noticed her skin start burning all over her body after she showered and was left in a state of confusion. And when she was finally told she was allergic to water in May 2022, she did not think it was real. And that's, you can clearly see her breaking out. It looks like she's being tortured. The water challenge test used to diagnose the rare condition involves applying a cloth dampened with room temperature water to the skin for 20 minutes to see if the patient develops hives. In Sadie's case, her skin began to flare up after just 30 seconds. Sadie said, "I was worried about the things I'll be able to do in my life, things like my career and school." So how about washing? How about washing? You know what I mean? Females gotta stay clean, bro. You know what I mean? How about washing? Shit. Talking about college and shit. How about washing? She added, "But it just didn't seem real. I didn't think you could be allergic to water. If someone told me they were, I would think they were lying. I will take a shower to show myself it's not real and just makes me more upset. I was quite depressed for a few months because of it, and I get really upset when people ask me if I want to go to the beach." Damn, homie. All right. I don't think I need to even read anymore because y'all already know where I'm going with that. You know what I mean? But hey, these, I told you guys, y'all gonna see a lot of weird side effects coming up. A whole lot of weird side effects. And nobody's, well, we know there's side effects, but it's a whole lot of weird conditions that people never really had like that happen to be coming up now. So yeah, that is you know, it is what it is. Unfortunate. All right. Unfortunate, man. But what can I say? You don't put substances in your body, you know, especially if you got to sign a waiver. Jordan Maxwell studied the occult. Okay. Sharing info. Anyone else here? Teens of all colors are selecting Native American on college ads because it increases their odds of acceptance. But they are born in USA, so they're native, right? Well, not exactly. Um, Native American is a legal fiction, pretty much. So the original American Indians, for the most part, were the people that were already here on the land. A lot of people like to say that the Native Americans are the ones of such, but you know, it's pretty much common knowledge here, at least, that a lot of those people that are classified as Native Americans are actually not even from here. But you know, when they came over here, they get these tools and they get grants from the government, just call themselves Native Americans and such, and that's the way it happens. But the original American Indians are the Aboriginals, which is us. And so they're basically claiming, you know, uh, they're claiming that basically that title to get a benefit from the government. But shit, if that's the case, really, I don't even have a problem with that because, Native Americans themselves are legal fiction anyway. So if you want to be legal fiction, be a legal fiction. I don't give a shit. Whatever. What up, Down? Teens these days are smart, and I think there's going to be way less tolerance for crazy stuff than the government will hope. Seems that indoctrination is failing, and kids figured it out early now because of this BS they see. Yo, listen, people are people are doing the same thing that the rich people have done for a long time. They're basically doing what they have to do in order to move forward. And I can't be mad at them for that, you know what I mean? But you know, again, it's all legal fictions. You know what I'm saying? Rachel Dolezal calling herself black. That's the saying you're black. First off, is you're literally saying that you're a dead entity for the most part. You know what I mean? You're literally saying you're not black, and Black's Law Dictionary is void of life, pretty much. So yeah, that's not really the way to go. So I can't argue with somebody on calling themselves a legal fiction. Childhood schedule things got many people allergic to sunlight. Yeah, childhood schedule things got people allergic to sunlight and all kinds of stuff for real. We do not need the first one. The day a baby is born, they get STD shot. Why? I agree with that. Yeah, that is son. That is yeah, exactly. I know the native part, but this is not how kids are now getting around by selecting that. Yep, $5 engines. That's what they call them. Yeah, yeah. They come over and the back and they pay $5 to get their name put on the door's rolls. They got equipment and tools to build houses, and they got allotted land, pretty much. And then what happens is eventually they got jerked over by the federal government, and they got rounded up into these little communities. So like you take this benefit. Yeah, you might get free stuff, but at the same time, it's the same thing they used to do in the medieval days when a king would hire the knights and such to go fight these wars for him. He would give him a house and he would give him property, right? He gets a wife, he has babies, and he has a family on that in that house and that property. But the thing about it, the king gave it to you, so what's the benefit? So when you go off to fight the war, now the king is selling your damn house to fund this war. So now you come back and your house is gone. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole reason that trust was invented. Trust was basically created because of that. But yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah. So look, when they got these benefits and privileges, later on they get jerked. Like, all right, look, now we're gonna take this land. We had a treaty. We had a treaty, but we're gonna go ahead and take this land we gave to y'all, such, and you're gonna move y'all over here to, Arizona, all these other places that these people are living in. Meanwhile, most of the ones that owned the damn slaves was the $5 engines. That's the crazy thing. Some of the Caucasians own them too, but a prime owner of those slaves were actually Caucasians. Excuse me, well, actually, $5 engines. A lot of people don't want to talk about that shit though. But yeah. So there's that. Oh, let me move this out of the way. All right. All right, let's move on to this right here. Oh, hell no. All right, let's go to the Dane Calloway joint y'all wanted to talk about. All right. Let's get to that. Tequila. All right, hold on. Let's play this joint.
I'm with motherfucking Coolio right now.
Dane, I tried to reach out to you several times. I support you, bro. I think you one of the most important black men in America, bro. I think you need to be protected, guarded. You're a treasure.
You said, you know what? You're not an African. You're a Native American. Yeah. He said this, and I asked him. I said, "Do you know Dane Calloway?" And he said, "Yes."
Of course I do.
Of course he does.
I knew this already. I knew from my grandparents. My grandparents were full blood Native on my father's side, and then my mother's grandfather, which is my great grandfather. My mother's grandfather is full blood Chata.
Yeah.
Not Chata. I know the right pronunciation, and I've been trying to tell niggas all the time what they are, that they need you. You know what I'm saying? We the melanated Neezy from Turtle Island. I know where I'm from.
Turtle Island.
I know where I'm from, brother. I'm trying to spread the word. Motherfuckers listen, but they don't give a fuck. And that's That's the shit that the white man. That's that eugenic shit. You know, they didn't steal that shit in our people so bad that they don't want to think different. You know what I mean? I support you though, bro.
He support you.
I support you, bro. And, you know, and whatever you need, I got soldiers out here too, ready to ride. And they ready to put their money together too. I got niggas that's ready to go buy 1,000 acres.
That part.
And
start a fucking city.
Exactly.
That's what I always be talking about.
I don't think it's an accident that I ended up writing music for a living, because I think I lived in a house where I saw how deeply it affected every.
Oh, see you, beautiful people. Of course, this is some unfortunate news. Very unfortunate news. Man, thank you, Brother Coolio. Thank you. Wado, brother. I really appreciate that. And yes, just in case you guys are wondering, I did get a chance to speak with him on multiple occasions. We were making a lot of plans, getting ready to do some big things for the people. And that was just, that's just so unfortunate that happened. And it, you know, 59, young. He was young. Now, I'm not trying to, you know, go the conspiracy theory route or nothing like that, but that was a little weird. Now, I did have a family member just drop, you know, like that, out the blue, random. And so I know it can happen. I'm not going to rule that out. That probably could have happened, but I'm, you know, it most likely did. But the last time the reports came out, it was TMZ said it's at 6:47. Let me see. Yeah, 6:47 p.m. Pacific time. They were stating that the police were doing an investigation on everything, and you know, nothing is official until the coroner they do the autopsy and state the official cause of death. A lot of people were stating that it was a heart attack, and man, I'm upset. I'm gonna be real. I'm upset. So many different things that we were going to talk about, exposing the industry, exposing a lot of the stuff that's happening in this nation, dealing with the government, et cetera, et cetera. And I remember he was telling me he was worried about talking about certain things because he didn't know what they would do to his family. He wasn't worried about what they would do to him. He was worried about his children. And I was telling him, no, don't even think like that. You know, just let's do this for the people. And in fact, we could do it educationally, so it could almost seem as if it will be flying up under the radar. But you know, we don't got to go straight direct with it. Like, but I'm not saying we're gonna be beating around the bush neither. But when I talked to him, we were gonna be pulling up on each other at a different time. But as he was moving to the Carolinas, I was moving out. And he thought I was still there. And he was like, hey, man, I'm down here. And I was like, I just moved to a different state. And so we missed each other then. And then he ended up going on tour. And when we already said once he got on tour that we were going to link up and, you know, make things official and do things right. And whether if it be movies, film, some type of documentary, we just had the ideas. And, we, you know, I wrote some things down. He wrote some things down and made some points. And definitely he wanted to share his platform with me to state to all of his people that, yeah, we are the American Indians.
All right, so if you want to watch the full video, you can do so on that. But he came out with a whole thing. So he's going conspiracy with it. He's saying they knocked my man off. That's what he's saying. He's saying they knocked him off because dude was he was about to come forth with information. That's what he's pretty much saying. But like, you know, we already know what time they was on with that Pope. 66, we not natives. Word. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Yeah, we're not natives per se. Yeah, I say Aboriginal, you know what I mean? American Indian, original Americans, whatever, you know, whatever tribe you're from, Nanticoke, you know, Cherokee, Choctaw. There was like, they literally was like tribes with tribes on tribes. Like, they had like an umbrella of tribe. It was kind of like a trust and stuff like that. but they had like sub tribes underneath a larger tribe and such. But yeah, agreed, man. Agreed, 100%. But yo, so maybe they, who knows? Maybe they got him. Maybe he just, what I mean, because of the whole poke thing, probably had to do what he had to do to keep his money rolling in. Maybe he had to do what he had to do to get by, and he paid the price for it. Who knows? But I will say this: it's awfully weird that that should happen right around the time he was getting with Dane Calloway. That's pretty weird, you know. All right, let's move on to this. I actually got a call earlier asking me about this whole thing right here, and I'm talking about crypto and all that stuff. I'll get to the crypto in a second. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I'm still learning about the crypto for the most part, about different ones. But I do want to talk about this because the conversation came up. So the main thing I was telling you guys about with the electric cars was the batteries being so expensive. The batteries are expensive as hell. All right. On a 2010 Prius, a battery is going to cost you about, I think the price was like 8 grand or something like that at one time. It was like 8 or 9 thousand. The battery itself is about 7 grand, and then you got to pay the mechanic about 2 grand to even work on it. Because again, these cars, they had what's called an orange wire, and that orange wire will literally kill a human being with one small touch. You will be in a casket. So it takes special tools and special experience to work on those. So you're not just going to take your electric car to a regular mechanic. They have to be trained and specializing to work on stuff like that, know what they're doing. You know what I mean? They have to be experts at it. So with that said, they actually have a company in the private sector that's been working on a battery that's supposed to be a breakthrough to the tech. Take a look at this.
Hong Kong, China-based battery maker Destin has just shocked the world by formally introducing their groundbreaking battery technology, which can be fully charged in under 5 minutes. The company has displayed a kilowatt high-speed charging station prototype in Jakarta, Indonesia, as part of its preparations for the impending battery revolution. How does this company produce such a fast-charging battery? And what makes this new battery technology cause concern for Tesla? I'm Fred, and let's talk about this new battery. But before we start, make sure to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and let's begin. Destin provides rapid charging in under 5 minutes at 10 degrees Celsius. The company claims its batteries have a guaranteed recharge time of 4 minutes and 40 seconds from empty to 80% charged. With a prototype battery pack, an electric vehicle, charging speeds of up to 900 kilowatt are possible, which is around 3 times the maximum value of currently available vehicles like the Porsche Taycan. Now, though Destin did not elaborate on the chemistry, it did say that the batteries would be used in the next Pitch GT, which is rumored to have a 75 kilowatt-hour battery and a 5-minute recharge time. This vehicle will also be highly efficient, with a WLTP range of 500 kilometers or 311 miles. Destin claims that better regenerative braking capabilities and shorter charging times could be achieved by boosting the charging capability of batteries. And according to the manufacturer, the new battery cells have a lifespan of 3,000 charging cycles and an 80% capacity retention.
Hey, I'm Joey, and I'm one of the 30 AI voices from SpeechLab. You listen to this
Roughly comparable to 1.5 million kilometers. So, if all of that doesn't sound too good to be true, think about this. During ultra-fast charging, the batteries hardly warm up, increasing temperature by only 15 degrees Celsius, so there's no need for cooling. Destin's lightning-fast charging times result from groundbreaking breakthroughs in materials and cell designs, such as new chemical formulas developed on a dedicated assembly line. The cell sets the standard for its industry with a total driving range of over 1.5 million kilometers and an impressive 3,000 cycle life. When batteries are rapidly charged, they tend to overheat, and the high charging speeds of Destin batteries don't compromise their excellent thermal stability, keeping their temperatures low throughout the operation. The batteries have also passed external testing and are safe to use of up to 15 degrees Celsius above room temperature. As I've already mentioned, water is unnecessary for cooling Destin battery cells. As a result, battery cooling systems can be made more efficient while saving money and weight. The only way to know if this is possible and worthwhile is to wait and see how things play out. Notable features of the Destin fast charging battery: energy density of more than 160 watt per kilogram and 350 watt per liter in a 19 amp per hour cell spec shows these are high power cells, though not necessarily high energy dense cells as stated on the Destin website. In fact, they are less than LFP. While a lightweight battery pack per lack of cooling may have certain advantages, a 75 kilowatt per hour battery would require roughly 468 kilograms of battery cells. So, there is a possibility that it will be too heavy. Now, the battery technology developed by Destin represents a sea change in the scope and use of batteries, and Destin's cutting-edge nanomaterials are the backbone of our lightning-fast charging technology. Additionally, these fast charging features are accompanied by extended lifespans and little heat production during charging and discharging. The innovative battery technologies developed by Destin provide a significant improvement in both performance and security. Destin's safety studies have shown that their cells are far above industry standards. The Chinese Quality Certification Center has recognized the reliability of Destin systems by certifying the cells we use. Hofer Powertrain, Esslingen University, and TÜV are just some of the organizations that have evaluated Destin cells. The company's cells are so safe that they barely get warm during rapid charging. A Destin battery-powered vehicle can be charged to a range of 500 kilometers in less than 5 minutes using the company's ultra-fast charger. Critical impediments to EV adoption, including driver's range and charging anxiety, are also being targeted with the introduction of ultra-fast charging technologies. With the help of Destin's lightning-fast charging technology, motorists can power up an electric vehicle as quickly as they would refuel a car with a conventional internal combustion engine. The ultra-fast charging offered by Destin lowers the total number of charging systems required to meet EV charging demand and makes charging.
If you own or lease a car, you may be sitting on a cash windfall. But hurry, because of that
More accessible to EV drivers in urban and high-density zones. Executive Director of the Destin Group, Siamak Kia, elaborated, 5-minute charging can make electric cars substantially more desirable than they are today since we don't need to adjust our driving patterns and can use the same publicly available gas station infrastructure. Electric vehicles powered by Destin batteries will soon be available for purchase. And to charge your car at a charging station, you won't have to wait any longer than you currently do to put gas in your internal combustion engine car. This is a tremendous improvement because waiting in long lines to charge a vehicle has been a significant problem for the EV industry. Destin's super-fast charging cells enable far more efficient energy recovery while driving. Consequently, this paves the way for the development of cheaper, smaller battery packs for EVs, lowering the entry price of EVs. The battery has passed all required safety tests and received UN 38.3 certification, making it a viable option for automotive-grade battery solutions. Destin also thinks its eco-friendly battery technology could be helpful in the fight against climate change in several different areas. Destin's battery cell technology relies mainly on renewable energy sources, reducing carbon impact. With a lifespan multiplied by tens of thousands of miles, our batteries are the most eco-friendly and long-lasting option for electric vehicles. Even after their time in an EV's powertrain has ended, our batteries may find new life in other energy storage applications. Kia was the clincher, so to speak. Modern municipal smart grid infrastructures can benefit significantly from Destin's cutting-edge technological advancements. These innovations address critical energy transmission and management problems, such as frequency regulation and the increasing energy demand brought on by the widespread usage of electric vehicles. Remote areas and factories that aren't connected to the power grid can also benefit from Destin's energy storage innovations. The Indonesian government and Destin are committed to electrifying transportation and bringing additional renewable energy projects online. Indonesia will strengthen its position as a worldwide hub in energy innovation and one of the leaders of the international sustainability movement, Kia said, referring to the country's transition to renewable energy and the enormous economic potential of developing the complete battery value chain. Ultra-fast charging solutions and battery packs for electric vehicles will be available to local and global markets thanks to the collaborative efforts of local governments, companies, and academic institutions working with Destin. Fast charging causes excessive heat to be produced within batteries, but not when using Destin's cutting-edge technology. Although they charge exceptionally quickly, Destin batteries maintain a low internal temperature and continue to function normally, even as they age. The batteries have been certified safe for use by independent testing agencies at temperatures no more than 15 degrees Celsius above room temperature. The distinguishing feature of Destin battery cells is that they do not need to be cooled with water. In addition to conserving money and resources, battery cooling systems are lighter and more compact. Time will tell whether these claims are accurate when the battery is introduced for real-world use in the future electric GD. But if they do, the expression range anxiety may become outdated. So, what do you think of Destin's new battery? Let me know in the comments section below. And that's the end of this video.
All right, so they say Destin has the answer to all the original problems I was telling you they were running into with the electric vehicle. They got a answer to the lines. They got an answer to the power grid situation. They got an answer to the actual batteries themselves being too expensive and dropping the price of EV cars. They literally have all the answers right now. And Tesla's supposed to be looking at them batteries like, yo, we need that. So we hey man, look, remember what I was telling you guys, you slowly gonna start to see those because they were saying the line was the problem, right? You slowly gonna start to see these gas pumps one by one being taken out of the gas stations. Slowly. You going because one gas like station area will have four. It's got two, one on each side. So that's four pumps. You might mess around and see that one specific spot gone, and it's just four electric car chargers right there, and then the rest of them are gas. And 3 months later, you might see another one gone. You know what I mean? And then another one until it's like literally four electric charging stations and the rest of them gasoline. You know, that's how it happens. Same thing with the when you go into a store and they got the automatic bill out. You bill yourself out or whatever like that. And then on the far end you might have a cashier who's all the way in the corner that nobody thinks to use it because it literally says customer service over top of the kiosk, and so everybody's using the self-serve. This is how it happens. It's death by a thousand cuts. That's how it happens. Next thing you know, gas becomes scarce. People ain't even thinking about gas no more. Electric cars are so cheap. People want electric cars, man. That's how it works. That's how it happens, man. Telling you, mark my words. She says, Jill says, now they call blood batteries, same as blood diamonds. Takes 1 acre for battery. We won't move if government don't want us to. And a new guy came out with a car running on H2O. Hope he's safe because the last one died. Yep. Yes, indeed. That is facts. The charging problem is an easy fix, but they will lose the profit on the share stations, on the charge stations. Things they don't want you to know. Engineer. Word, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me go ahead and drop this invite in here. If anybody wants to hop in, and we can mince this up. Go ahead and hit that link, and booyah, we can go live. But yeah, so it looks like they trying to come up with solutions for all these problems, man. All of these issues they got answers for. You know what I mean? All of these issues they got answers for. So I said that. I said this last year, not even last year too, but I said this last month. I was like, yo, this is the problem with electric vehicles. These are the issues they're gonna have to address it. And it looks like you got somebody trying to do it. And then, once that happens, they'll put a patent on it. Somebody will put a Tesla, put a patent on it or something, or they'll just buy it from them or something like that. Whoever created it will be filthy rich. Boom. Tesla starts putting it in their cars. There you go. Now you got cheap Teslas. You got Teslas that are just as affordable as a Chevy Cruze or a Chevy Cobalt, or it'll be literally like the Chevy Cavalier was. Chevy Cavalier was basically an economy vehicle, the economy car, whatever you want to call it. But it was base model. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you don't got a lot of money. You can go save up $3,000 and go get yourself a Cavalier, get back and forth to work, cheap to fix. It's practical. You know what I mean? It doesn't hold a lot of value. So if you bang it up or total it, you go get another one. That's about to be where these electric cars at, man. They might even have a conversion kit where you can take your old electric cars and put these new batteries in them. That's coming. That's how it works. Retrograde. They got like a retro type thing where you can retrofit is what it's called. They retrofit these things in. All right, so in the green room we got my man Bad Wolf. What's up, son?
What's going on, Six? What's going on, A6 Grind Time family?
Yes, indeed. So we over here talking about these electric cars, man. So I'm like, yo, when these batteries come out and they start coming in these cars regularly, right? And they start really hitting the streets like that, and people like, yo, I got bad credit. I can't get an electric car. No problem. Just go ahead and go to like the nearest used car spot or something like that, or you can just go to a car shop with one of them EV cars that needs a battery. You can buy the car for $2,000, and then you can get the conversion kit with the new battery for like $1,200. Boom, you got, you know what I mean? So I was saying this is how it's going to work. They're going to easily slide this stuff in and make it more convenient for people.
Yeah, they're going to wean people off of what we currently have, because like we were talking about before, you can't just introduce high-end technology. So if we're on a level 5 right now compared to where we were, you can't just go to 10. For multiple reasons, you have to go 5.5, 5.76, 6.2, 3, 4, 5, 7, because one, it'll be too much of a jar in the industry.
Yep.
That's one. Next, you have to train people on the technology before it can be available. You can't just put out stuff people can't fix. People don't have the parts for. The manufacturers don't have the capability to maintain the supply of that technology. And then you're talking about a huge gap financially in the system that it's not ready for. That's a lot of money lost. And then to be able to do it, the few people who would be able to do it, the cost for them to do it is going to be so astronomical, it ain't going to be feasible. So you have to wean people off of these technologies is what they do. And as somebody who is an electrical engineer and went to school for software technology, all that kind of stuff, I know how almost everything is built and what it's made out of down to the component and chemistry level. So the charging problem is really a joke. The technology to do that and the batteries, they already have it. I don't know how their engineers aren't doing it. So my only thought is that either I'm way smarter than engineers over at Tesla, or they're just purposely trying to wean this out to utilize charging stations to be able to make money. Because and I won't say all of the things I know that we could easily do, but let's just say there was cars out there that used to have solar panels on the top of it.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you could trickle. Now let's just say that's not enough power to charge your battery, but it would trickle charge your battery. Okay,
break that down.
And so basically, if your vehicle just ran on 5,000 volts and 20 amps, okay, something like that, a solar panel is not going to be able to. A traditional solar panel will not be able to produce enough power to charge that up quick. It's going to take a long time to build up. Okay, so it's trickling like turning your faucet on just a drip at a time, and how long it's going to take you to fill that cup up. Okay, you got a special stopper on there that only makes it drip. So the solar panel can drip charge the batteries. So while you're at work, it'll be slowly recharging. You're out driving, you're using more power, but it's going to go down slower because the solar panel will be trickle charging the battery as you go. But even batteries are a joke because you've got capacitor technology. Capacitors are way superior than batteries. They're basically the same concept, but they don't get as hot, and they typically will last almost as long, and you can charge them quicker, you know. But then, like I said, if you're talking about like batteries, I sent you a link.
I'm about to share it now.
Okay, yeah.
Matter of fact, let's share it now. All right, so look, this is something Wolf just sent me. I didn't know about this. Apparently, this came out in 2020 from what I was looking at. But yeah, this is nuclear battery technology. This is what he sent me. Let's take a look at it.
This episode is brought to you by Skillshare. Given the relatively short lifespan, overheating, and battery supply issues of current battery technologies, they can't be used everywhere. Take satellites, high-altitude drones, healthcare, or even spacecraft, all of which require energy storage with a very long life. But some companies are claiming that diamond battery technology can kill two birds with one stone, creating energy storage that could last for thousands of years by putting nuclear waste to use, potentially powering everything from EVs to cell phones. Is this the holy grail of battery technology or just hype? And more importantly, is it safe? Let's explore nano diamond batteries and where this might be going. I'm Matt Farrell. Welcome to Undecided. Modern life relies on mobile battery-powered devices at work, at home, at school, and while traveling. We need batteries for communication, transportation, storing energy from renewables like solar and wind, you name it. And it's undeniable that lithium-ion batteries have opened up a world of possibilities. Even though we've seen significant progress with lithium technology over the past few decades, challenges such as overheating, expensive casings, short lifespan, and underperformance and extreme temperatures still need to be overcome. So the quest for the holy grail of batteries continues. Aiming to reach carbon neutrality in the next few decades, batteries and renewable power sources need to evolve alongside each other to solve this puzzle. The International Renewable Energy Agency estimates that stationary battery storage will grow from only 2 gigawatts worldwide in 2017 to around 175 gigawatts in 2030. But batteries aren't the only way to compensate for the intermittent operation of solar and wind. We also have nuclear power. Nuclear accounted for about 10.3% of the world's electricity in 2019. It's widely considered to be a stable, carbon-friendly energy source that can be used to support the intermittency of other renewables. But besides being expensive and having long construction times, the unresolved problem of what to do with the long-lived radioactive waste is crucial for its development. There's a lot of not in my backyard to that debate. And if you're interested, I have a video on small modular reactors that gets into the future of nuclear power. As of today in the US, there are 96 commercial nuclear power reactors currently operating, and more than 90,000 metric tons of highly radioactive nuclear waste, including spent fuel and other material. Pulling together the challenges of conventional batteries and the problems derived from nuclear waste, a new technology called nano diamond battery technology is being touted as an energy disruptive innovation. NDB, a California-based startup, made headlines when it announced that it completed 2 proof-of-concept tests of its nano diamond battery, made from nuclear waste encased in artificial diamond. But the root of this energy storage technology is known as beta voltaics, which is powered by beta decay and goes back to the 1950s. In 1953, Paul Rappaport proposed the use of semiconductor materials to turn the energy from beta decay into electricity. Unlike your typical electricity generation technologies that utilize...
Man, you were saying that.
Yep, it ain't new technology. Like I said, when I went to school for this kind of stuff, we were learning about this. Like when I got my degrees, it was back in like 96, early 2000, and we were talking about it then as being not new. So that's 20 years ago, you know, plus that like we've known about this technology as engineers and designers and all that, you know what I mean? So they sit on it. They sit on the technology because you can't just drop off, like I said before, a whole bunch of new technology that the industry ain't ready to use. You got to train people, you got to get rid of the old, milk it out, make some money, put the new in there. A lot of people like to say, oh yeah, well, just do it. Yeah, but then what about the person, you know, who's an engineer, knows how to work on a car, but doesn't know how to work on a nuclear diamond battery.
Right.
And so, you know, it takes, you know, 4 or 5 years to be trained on how to do these things. So you're gonna have a huge gap of people who ain't gonna have no way to make money and put food on the table.
Yeah,
You know?
that's a disruption of commerce. And you know, the whole thing with them is to keep commerce rolling. That's the whole thing. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
absolutely. Hold on, let me get some comments here. I'm behind. Hey, 6, you heard about someone applying for a non-commerce DOT. We're actually not talking about that right now, hip hop. We could probably chop that up in my Telegram group. So if you want, you can drop the comment in there. We can chop that up. Wolf, you could probably jump on that too, because I think you somebody came to you for that before. I've never done it.
Yeah.
Let me see here. They already have conversion kits, Ford and Tesla for sure. Really interesting. I did not know that. That's interesting. I don't like the answers for the issues they create. They have to keep making stuff to make money, like the TV, VCR, DVD player. You know what's crazy? Yo, I kind of feel like Blu-ray did not get the burn it should have got. yo, listen, I can still go back and watch a Blu-ray movie and enjoy the quality. But yo, Blu-ray had a solid 2 years in the sun before it just, all right, fuck that. We got something else now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Blu-ray got the burn it really needed to get. I actually respect the Blu-ray though, compared to you know, the DVD.
Yeah, it was hot, but yeah, they were on point for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was a hot minute. Like, yo, what's happening though? Control is the ultimate answer to that issue. We all know that's what it comes down to, and that's what a lot of us are concerned about. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm literally like this right now. I'm literally about to go ahead and just buy this land. I'm about to get a horse. I'm literally about to be traveling everywhere. Yo, I got the right to travel. Fuck you, man.
What was that A6 on a horse back there?
Yo, literally. I'd be out there mofo looking like the Lone Ranger. What?
who you know was African American, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Or American Indian, so to speak.
Right,
But,
right. There you
yeah,
go.
but yeah, that's dude. Listen, I can't get with the movement, man. I just can't. Yeah, my man consultant says we coming out with the blockchain. Yo, I'm about to get with you on that. I'm about to get with you on that, champ. Yeah. Consultant about to he about to change the game. Y'all need to get with my man's though.
Yes, sir.
The flux capacitor. What up, Albert?
Albert.
Batteries seem to be 340 volts, so it would take a large house roof of panels in series with diodes, but small ones would trickle. Y'all speaking Japanese to me now. I don't know nothing about all.
He's basically corroborating what I was talking about. You would need a lot of panels to power the car, but a small ones would trickle charge it. It's just like you can get cases for your phone now with solar panels on there that can charge your phone while you have it face up.
I think I did see that a while ago. I meant to get one, but I just kind of didn't for some reason. Forgot. But yeah, that's interesting stuff. No, if Tesla was here, he wouldn't store power with the device. Resistance in ohms to Tesla coil. Ask for the amount of power needed. What about the nuclear powered hotel plane? I just talked about that earlier. To I think it was you, Wolf. I just talked about that earlier. Like, yo, there's literally a hotel plane that's supposed to be. It hasn't left the factory or what have you yet. It's not finished, but yeah, there's supposed to be a constantly flying plane that flies on a nuclear battery that operates the same way what Wolf is talking about. You know, it never lands, but it's just circles the entire planet, and it's you know, it's like a vacation spot or something. I'm pretty sure you gotta have cheese to get on that though.
Yeah, that reminds me of those what is that from Avengers, you know, the command centers that they had.
Yeah, you talking about the Nick Fury joint? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It never stops flying, right? Those windmill things, they only deliver about 50% of the power they create by the time it gets to your home. Whereas now we can get 100% of what's connected to our homes. Can't even recycle those things.
Yeah, those are trash. Those are set up to be trash. They're not engineered the proper way. And if I remember the correct name of this, I think you can look up the Bloom box, BLOOM box, where essentially it's almost like a ZPM, where the internal components make power all in itself. But yeah, those turbines are trash. They're not worth the money. I actually years ago introduced an offer to a power company on something to make more or better efficient power devices, but everybody wants to take it the slow way. They don't want to get off of what they have. Just like going to oil companies talking about, oh, I've got a new product. They're like, yeah, we'll just buy you out. We don't want to lose what we got right now. So
Right. Yeah.
it takes a lot of cheddar to get something substantial on the market.
Yeah, buy you out, then shelf it. Take your cheese and go somewhere.
Or if they ask you to take a dirt nap.
Right. You don't want to take the money. You know how it goes. It's the same thing they're about to do with cash and credit. Yep. I'm not telling y'all need to get with my man on that one, man. Facts. Someone said fossil fuel is scam, fake, a joke, and don't exist. 1000% facts. 1000% facts. Fossil fuels. The whole thing about that is that was on the book, The Learned Elders of Zion. I think I talked to my cousin. I never read the book, but he was telling me about it. But he was like, "Yo, like there's literally an endless supply of oil in the earth. There's not a limit on oil. They tell you this just so they can continue to keep the whole entire shenanigans going, to politics and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, there's a limitless amount of oil in the earth, and it will never run out because that's the way it's set up. This is, it was in the book.
It's continuously renewing, and we can make it now. We've been able to make oil-based products synthetically for a very long time.
That's true.
There's pretty much nothing there's only a couple elements on the top of the periodic chart that they can't easily make or they can't make, but all this other stuff, I mean, they can make gold, silver, diamonds, all that stuff. It's not hard. They've been making that stuff for a long time. I mean, even in college and chemistry, we were making silver out of different chemicals being mixed together. Wow. It's nothing new, But
hey, have they figured out a way to make moscovium yet?
That I don't think so. I haven't heard anything on that.
True. All right, let me get back to the video.
Utilize hydro or wind turbines to spin copper coils within magnets to produce electric current. Beta voltaic devices can generate current when placed close to a radioactive source. Imagine placing a semiconductor material like silicon in a box with strontium-90, which is a radioisotope produced from nuclear fission. It has a half-life of almost 30 years. A semiconductor material like silicon can both act as an insulator or a conductor depending on the conditions it's subjected to, like temperature, light, or electric current. It's actually very similar to how a solar cell works when collecting solar radiation. In this case, the radioactive element emits beta particles that separate electron and hole pairs in the semiconductor. Holes collect on the positive side and electrons collect on the negative side. Bridging the two sides allows the electrons and the holes to find each other, resulting in an electric current. In short, it turns radiation into electricity. Using this principle in 2016, researchers from the University of Bristol unveiled the world's first known diamond nuclear battery, which is based on this beta voltaic concept. Tom Scott, professor of materials at the University of Bristol, described the advantages as the emission-free, long-term production of clean energy from nuclear waste. A great portion of nuclear waste is graphite, which is used as a moderator and reflector in a nuclear reactor. The graphite becomes radioactive over time because of its exposure to radiation. And depending on the reactor type, the graphite blocks can be extremely large and heavy, as well as irradiated with long-lived radioisotopes, which makes graphite expensive and tricky to dispose of or recycle. The reason why graphite is important here is that radioactive graphite contains carbon-14, which turns into harmless nitrogen-14, an antineutrino, and an energetic electron, which is also known as a beta decay electron. But that's already too much information. I'm not going to turn this into a chemistry class. I would probably flunk that class. But the idea behind the research from the University of Bristol is to manufacture batteries that can harness this byproduct of C14 as energy. In its gas form at low pressure and elevated temperatures, you can convert it into a radioactive diamond. Then for safety, you encapsulate it again in a non-radioactive diamond layer. So it's a
they literally uses the same thing the ancients were using, bro. This is what we were talking about, yo. They literally had scepters and things like that with crystals on them. Like, it's like, and people are like, yo, crystals don't do anything. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are a bunch of kooks. They're literally about to use crystals to create like a battery that never expires, literally. And people say we was the crazy ones, like, yo, crystals do shit, man. Remember I told you guys about that guy who was I forgot what he used, but it was some kind of crystal he had used, and he wrapped a coil around it, and he was able to like send. I think he sent like a certain amount of volts in, and it amplified the volts that were coming out of the crystal. And then like he said, he called somebody and told him about the experiment, and he said it was less than 2 hours later that the government came and took all his shit, took his computer, took his computers, took his crystals.
Yep.
Took everything. Like, no, nigga, absolutely not.
Nope, that's enough
You're gonna
on you,
wait.
bro.
You're gonna wait till we put it out. God damn it. Yo, that guy's literally the equivalent of the kid who's doing a test and they tell you do not flip over to page 7 until the teacher gives you direction. And he flips over to page 7. All right, now give me your test. You fail. God damn it. You're doing too much. Oh man.
A radioactive diamond in a diamond. Now, even though researchers say that only a small level of radioactivity is detected near their diamond, would you really want a nuclear-powered pacemaker inside your body? Actually, there already was a plutonium-powered pacemaker, but that's a completely different video. Even though we typically equate nuclear power to great amounts of energy being produced, these beta voltaic batteries can only generate power in the range of microwatts, which is why headlines and press releases about NDB batteries have been overselling it. This is not the future of electric vehicles. If their breakthrough proves to be true, it has some potential for very targeted scenarios. The difference between the batteries from Bristol and NDBs is the layers of encasing diamond. While the researchers of Bristol used only a diamond layer to protect the radioactive diamond, NDB combines multiple layers of paneled nanodiamonds to protect the core. Now, these micro-sized single crystal diamonds are very good at conducting heat, so they move heat away from the radioactive isotope materials so quickly that the transaction generates electricity. There are several concepts to ensure safety, but there's still so many questions around this since we haven't seen any test results from the company yet. But a couple of those things are diamond encapsulators, which is the most thermally conductive and hardest material available, in addition to containing the radiation within the device. Next up is the lock-in system, which helps to prevent proliferation of dangerous nuclear isotopes like plutonium and uranium. According to NDB, their battery uses an ion implantation mechanism that prevents it from being used for purposes other than power generation. Besides these safety claims, the company says that its technology has a maximum lifespan of 28,000 years and could one day become the source of low carbon power for anything that needs it, from EVs to smartphones. Although this technology looks awesome, it's still highly questionable since the power coming from beta voltaics is so low. Remember, it's microwatts low. According to one report, the proof of concept design was evaluated by the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, which reported a 40% charge improvement in efficiency over a standard diamond. But I couldn't find any information on how Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory tested the proof of concept. Most of the claims have no hard evidence or proof yet, other than what NDB has reported. NDB doesn't fully explain what happens to the heat it generates during energy conversion, other than to describe thermal vents to dissipate the heat. The company mentions several possible applications in their website, like consumer electronics, automotive, medical devices, aerospace, but we still don't have any precise specifications. Yet an image of the battery shows a power level of 100 microwatts. It's important to drive that point home. It's highly unlikely to power an electric vehicle, let alone an iPhone at microwatt scale. But it doesn't mean that the tech doesn't work for more appropriate applications. If enough of these battery cells were combined, they could power small LED displays or devices that require low power, like medical or communications devices. You can kind of think of Internet of Things or pacemakers. But powering EVs that demand an insane amount of energy is where the media coverage went a little bit overboard. So back into the land of reality, where do the benefits of these technologies make the most sense? And is there a market for it? But before I get to that, I'd like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. They've built an incredible online learning community with thousands of classes from creators. And when it comes down to it, we're all creators. They've got classes for everything from writing to graphic design to web development to entrepreneurship and leadership. I'm continuing my productivity kick I've been on with Skillshare. I've talked about Thomas Frank's videos and working smarter, not harder. But today I'm recommending Marquez Brownlee's class, YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, and Edit with MKBHD. It's probably obvious why I'm interested in this, but it's been eye-opening to see how he approaches planning video topics, hooking an audience, and shooting compelling videos. It's been so helpful seeing how another YouTube creator approaches their work. Everything on Skillshare is curated for learning. So there's no ads and they're always launching new premium classes. There's really something for everyone on Skillshare to continue learning and growing. There's nothing better than being able to do something today that you couldn't do yesterday. The first 1,000 people to use this link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thanks to Skillshare and to all of you for supporting the channel. Now back to where nano diamond batteries make the most sense, and if there's a market for it. Well, the company hopes to start selling the battery to commercial partners, including space agencies for long duration missions by 2023. And NDB isn't alone in the nuclear diamond battery game. The scientists at Bristol saw a great opportunity in extracting and repurposing nuclear waste material, but without overselling it. They spun off Arconlight, it's a company they formed to take on the commercialization of their diamond battery concept. Morgan Boardman, the new company CEO, says it's a very novel approach which we find that people like because it's sort of a cosmic rag and bone man narrative. He also points out that the technology can help with the carbon emissions challenge. With the resources used to manufacture, say, a AAA battery, we would offset nearly 2.5 kilograms of carbon in the manufacture of an equivalent energy density of diamond batteries. Now, unlike NDB, Arconlight doesn't claim their batteries will power cars or even laptops. That's because they provide thousands of times less power than a conventional AA battery, although they last thousands of times longer. Arconlight's power cells would take about 5,000 years to reach 50% discharge. The company sees their batteries powering small detectors, wireless IoT devices, sensors, or medical implants. It can be mechanically stacked in a series or parallel for greater power, and can be paired with capacitors for intermittent high power use cases.
That's all basically based on the
In
technology.
2018, Bristol
now.
researchers did.
Say it again.
So one of the things is that one, they haven't defined what size the battery is going to be. They're looking at a microchip size battery right now for those things. Well, if you ramp it up to the size of a car battery, okay, you're going to have significant more power, maybe not as much as you still yet need, but that's also, so in electronics, there's a thing called doping, okay? So when you have a material, it's doping is how much of the raw element you can squish into the same area, so kind of like if you make let's say like pancakes, you mix a little water in the batter and it fills up a glass, okay? But now if you use less water and you mix a whole lot more batter, or flour, now you're doping it, you're putting more in there by using less water, okay? So now you take something like that and you compress it, okay, because there's a lot of molecular space in between the particles. So if you squish that, now suddenly you're going to be able to generate more power in a smaller area because it's more pure. It's not cut. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what they're talking about right now, it's only a part of the picture for where they're going with the technology. They're learning this small level and then be able to ramp it up. So as soon as somebody can create something, they can manipulate. Look how far we've come in general technology in the last 40 years.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we're conversating right now through a liquid crystal display from two different parts of the United States of America Republic. Like, we're literally having two different conversations, time zones apart, with a bunch of people all over the world watching us.
Right.
Like this, and this was unheard of in 1985. To
Yeah.
the general public. I mean, they probably were doing it at the government facilities. Pretty sure they were, but us, it was like, yo, that's unheard of. Like, we literally had freaking portable TVs to carry around that time with batteries.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
And remember, as we've always said, Six, this is only what we're able to see. Okay. Industry, that stuff.
They cutting you out, man. Your signal's jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
Talking about stuff.
Yeah. So technology is always more advanced in the private sector than what's made available in the public. You never show your competitors how far you are exactly. You know what I mean? Like you just don't do that. By the time we see it, it's old tech.
I usually say the rule of thumb is like 15 to 20 years old.
Yeah.
Actually, in this case with crystals, thousands.
Right.
This technology was used around the time where Egypt was fully functional and was the leading power of the world. They used to put gold caps on top of the pyramids and all that stuff.
Yep.
Did an interesting experiment to test out the strength and durability of their diamond batteries, placing them at the top of a volcano. In the experiment, a prototype of Arcanlight beta voltaics was used to power sensors inside a remote monitoring station, known as a dragon egg. The eggs were designed to be placed on an active volcano by drone in order to measure humidity, vibrations, and the emissions of toxic gases. They could remain in service for months without depleting their energy. Arcanlight aims to establish a factory at one of the several decommissioned nuclear power plants in the southwest of England, or possibly North Wales. That way, the company has easy access to carbon-14 isotopes for battery manufacturing. Boardman estimates that their carbon-14 batteries will begin appearing in devices by around 2024, if everything goes well. In terms of challenges, the use of radioactive material complicates matters, so manufacturing them involves a significant amount of more care and safety procedures that you wouldn't have with typical chemical batteries. While the process can be made safe, the safety infrastructure required to produce it and the governmental permissions come with big costs. Now, even though the researchers from both Bristol University and NDB claim their nuclear batteries have small or no radioactivity level due to that diamond containment, I'm not sure if I'd feel comfortable having a nuclear-powered cell phone, even if it was possible at this point. Putting aside the overhyped headlines, there's still some interesting promise and use cases for diamond batteries, even though they're still in the theoretical phase right now. We're going to wait a few more years until NDB and Arcanlight have some real prototypes and solid results to call this one. But not every battery technology has to be a lithium-ion killer. It's okay to have an exciting breakthrough for a targeted market, which is what this is. But what do you think? Putting aside the overhyped PR around this, do you think there's something here? Is it worth keeping an eye on? Jump in the comments and let me know. If you like this video, be sure to check out one of
All right, so how you guys feel about that, man? How you guys feel about that whole situation? Because they like I said, they have options for answers to all the problems that have been, you know what I mean, in circulation with the whole entire electric vehicle thing. Which, like Wolf said, man, they gotta have that technology out on the market so that other businesses and things of that nature can work on these cars and learn how they
Yeah.
work and stuff like that. The hybrid technology came out first, which is half and half. Where you'd have the gasoline engine running for a certain period of time or a certain drive cycle, and then you would literally have the electric motor kick in where it completely shuts off. It'll completely shut off the gasoline. It's weird. Like you'll just hear the engine like, and it'll just be silent. And then you just cruising like, what the hell? And sometimes, like when I'm in a whip, I forget the damn thing's a hybrid. So I'm like, oh, the engine just cut off, but I'm still able to accelerate. That's the electric engine. And then sometimes you be riding and it just cuts back on. It cuts that gasoline usage way back. But yeah. So, that was the first step. And, now they're transitioning from those into the fully electric cars. You got the damn muscle cars coming out. American has a tradition of those big V8s, gas guzzling joints, loud exhaust, and all that stuff, man. They literally had these cars are literally in a position where they're about to be full electric. That just seems un-American to me. I'm sorry, man. Give me a
Yeah.
gasoline Firebird or something like that, man. Trans Am or something. And let me rock out with that.
Facts.
Absolutely. Let me catch on some of these comments. He fell behind again. God damn. All right. And the government only wants things out there that they can definitely profit from. They did they did that with alcohol, gambling, etc. Yeah. I heard they made NFL gambling legal now, right? I think NFL gambling is now legal. Like, what are y'all doing, man? But yeah, they profit off of it. Absolutely. Same thing they did with weed. How many people got their records ruined from having a little bit of weed, and now you got locked up and that shit is on your record. Now you got these goddamn yuppies from these freaking northern New York areas and in the goddamn rural areas come down this bad boy opening up medicinal marijuana spots or recreational marijuana spots with EINs. That's why I said, the only difference between gangs and these businesses is an EIN number and a set of a constitution for the actual business. That's it.
Yep.
It's the only difference. Military, all that stuff. It's the same thing. I disagree with renewable energy and tech. It's not better for the environment, and it mostly serves as control for the government. Electric car equals shut off switch. But yeah, That's what China's doing to people, man. Them they're getting jerked over there. Like if you cross the street, they said when the light doesn't allow you to, you will be on the news. They put you on the news, man, and then fine the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? They got a social credit score, all that stuff. You say something wrong, guess what? You might go home and your key might not. You might not be able to get in your apartment. You might get evicted or something. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. You know, they on that own nothing, control everything, so everything is rental. I don't know why I thought Ken was locked up. Hey, you ain't the only one, man. Yo, you're not the only one, man. I haven't been locked up yet. Good. A6 riding in blazing. So, hey, man, I might have to be like goddamn, like goddamn Tonto and shit. I'm gonna be on that mofo with a damn horse with the revolvers on these shit, man. No, you know what I mean, the old school revolvers with no cereals on them. I have my cowboy hat on, man. I'll be on a horse. What? With the stirrups on and all that stuff. My spurs on my boots. Hey, I can't rock with that, man. I can't deal with it. That's just too much power. There's an electric truck I saw on TikTok that can charge itself and even power a home. That's fire. Hey, man, listen. Um, these whole electric car things, it's not even just the government. Like, yo, you literally can have them cyber hackers that can hack your shit. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's not even just that. Like, you in Europe, when these Mercedes came out that basically had the touch button technology, it got to the point where you had to be like a computer genius to steal these Mercedes, because you had to have like software to get in these cars and like key the code to start them up. However, way they did it with the computers to steal them. That's how it was in Germany. It was like, yo, to become a car thief in Germany at this current point in time, you literally have to spend more time going crooked than you would be just getting a degree and going straight. They said, yo, of course you would get paid a lot more, but it's short lived, you know. But that's crazy to me, man. What up, Wolf? It's a lot of tech being set on. For example, the black box is like Wolverine, but the plane isn't. Yeah, I always said that, yo. Like, yo, why is the black box indestructible, but the plane's not made of the same material? But I guess it would be too heavy, right? I'm sure you're familiar with Tucker, Tesla, the water engine film.
Yeah.
William H.
Yeah,
Macy.
almost anything that's technological advancements or whatever else. I've studied and been into. My sister went to MSOE, which is one of the premier schools in the nation for a school of engineering. And one of her friends years back created an engine that ran off of water. And they basically came to him and they made him an offer. And he was like, no, I really want to put on the market. And they were like, no, we think you're going to take this check. And he took the check for a very large sum of money and moved to Australia.
Yep.
So yeah, I stay apprised about all that stuff, you know, rife technology, and even as far as they're talking about the nuclear waste problem, it's not really a problem. They have technology to break that down into harmless chemicals. They have it. It's just we'll say this on their behalf. It would be expensive, but not that expensive. It's cheaper to bury it and pour some concrete over it is than to break it down. But with them being able to turn it now into diamonds, now they might open their minds about, hey, we got all the nuclear waste y'all need for batteries.
Right. Yeah. How about that, huh? Insane. Yep. Supply and demand for that oil. Yep. Wasn't there a family in West Virginia that made their own running nuclear reactor? Was it?
Yeah. A kid did it too, because I don't know if they still do this, but there's a tiny element. I won't go into the names and stuff, but inside of the every smoke detector, and this kid bought like 100 smoke detectors and took this element out and made his own nuclear reactor in his garage.
Holy crap.
Yeah, technology and science, man, is something. It's you truly are a wizard when you understand this stuff. Like I said, that's why I went to school for all this stuff, is to learn, because it's fascinating, man. Like the stuff they don't tell you, or like a lot of my teachers, when you get cool with them and you just kind of like say, hey, so what else can I do with this technology? They'll be like, check it out. This is what you can really do with it, you know. But in normal class, nope. They're just like, this is what it is. And if you happen to figure out some stuff, cool. But I always got buddy with them and stayed after class and was like, all right, show me what that thing can really do. And they're like, all right, check it out. You know, I'm like,
Fire.
oh, you know. So, but yeah, like we always said, there's things you can talk about in the public and things you talk about in the private. So
100%. Yeah. You gotta be responsible with that kind of information.
Mhm.
That's you don't want that to get in the wrong place. You
Nope.
see how people get a little bit of freedom with the passport. You see how they act.
Man, the showing out, like, man,
Right.
and that's why you can't have more.
Right, exactly. I bet they can't make Earth, Wind, and Fire. Motown did. Man, it would be dope to create an engine that operates from just air alone. There's some kind of tech out there that's powerful we don't know about, stuff done thousands of years ago. We can't do or figure out how it was done, like super sharp edges they made long ago.
Yeah, there's well, one of the technologies, not necessarily from air, they do have technology that you can that can be air powered or temperature powered. One of the things that they're working on is a ZPM, which is a 0 point module, which means the elements inside the battery, which is usually a crystal or crystal encasement, reacts with space time and causes a reaction inside of it. It never needs to be it'll never die. Like, you almost can't deplete it because you're pulling power from literally the space-time continuum around you, you know. And there's also power in the air right now. Your cell phone, your TV stations, your radio stations are all transmitting power. We're just not catching it, you know. Like we learned in school, if you take a long piece of wire and you put like a capacitor and an induction coil on it and hold it up high enough in the air, those radio waves from the cosmos, everything like that will hit it and generate a small amount of power. So it's not that we don't have the power. It's some of their tech is they're trying to make the requirements of the device be lower, and then the microwatts that are in the air will then be able to run the device, you know. So we have the technology. It's just like I said before, you have to baby step these things. You can't just give it all in.
Agreed. Kevin Cash is going to be gone. There's going to be only criticism, so you can be controlled. I don't know if that helps, but do look it up. Blockchain and other options. Subject criticism. There's going to be cashless society, but I don't know exactly how the government's going to execute it. I mean, if you look around you, Kevin, it's already there. Look at stuff like Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin is a great example because the infrastructure has already pretty much been set up. Like, you can literally, I've seen machines, you can actually literally pay with Bitcoin. You can actually use the Cash App function to send Bitcoin. Like, the infrastructure has already been there. It's going to be improved, you know what I mean, to the point where it's like, I actually saw, what was this at Target? What was that video? I think it was a video where they had you actually could use your hand to I think it was a fingerprints or design on your hand to pay for something somehow. But this wasn't even in Sweden too. This is actually here. So the technology is being set up here now. So whatever crypto that they decide to move to when they convert from the dollar, that's going to be part of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the technology is coming.
That's going to be
Absolutely.
the central bank digital currency, the CBDC, is what they're working on, and they've already tested it out for so many millions of transactions per second. So all I can say is you guys can do what you want to do, but I would definitely get my hands on Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, XDC, and I think it's the other one's XLM, because they're going to be moving everything through those channels. And all I'm gonna say is, if y'all want to get paid, you better figure out ways to get them cryptos and whatnots right about now.
Exactly.
It's coming. Mark my words.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this the way things happen with the Federal Reserve note and bankers using negotiable instruments to listen. All right, get ahead of the curve. Same way they put themselves in position and their generations are straight, you do the same. Get out from underneath this shit and get on top of it. You feel me? Get to the point where you on an island somewhere. You ain't got to worry about none of that shit. See what I'm saying?
Like I was telling you earlier, Six, I got automatic investments, $20 a week.
That's
Just
it.
plugging into almost every one of them.
Yeah. Yep. There was a Japanese inventor who created an engine that runs off salt water. Unfortunately, he was deleted from the Matrix. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, it's not, they don't have a problem with you inventing it. That's not the issue. The issue is you can't go public with the shit. You know what I mean? No. You know what I mean? You can make what you could even make some for your people in your village or your
Yep.
neighborhood, and y'all be good with that. But the moment you get online, like, yo, come holler at me, I got the hookup. Oh yeah, you about to get hooked up.
Anything that any device that threatens the the industry, the trillion dollar industry, whatever it is, they ain't having that.
Facts. He got terminated
because everybody would be able to go and just dig and make some salt water, bro.
Precisely.
Cats on the East Coast and what thorium 3 or 232. Yeah, that's another.
What is that?
Viable. It's an element where they're able to. It allows you to run and operate a vehicle like a battery for a very long time. So it's but very few people know about that nor talk about it. But yeah, like I said, the technology's out. Yeah, you can look up things like thorium batteries and uses of thorium 232. But yep, there's a car that actually runs on it. It's a prototype.
Wow. Okay. As the kid, I think, went to jail or at very least got mild radiation poison. I mean, yeah, you got a certain way you got to move with that stuff.
Yeah.
So went to jail. Damn. He said, don't be figuring shit out. Yeah. Wolf, do you know about the recycled rubber turned into fuel?
Yeah. It was made from petroleum-based products, so you can always convert it. Once you convert it into tires, you can convert it back. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to go really down far the rabbit hole, everything is made out of energy. So everything can be everything and anything can be converted from one substance to another substance. But yeah, rubber is made out of oil-based petroleum. So yeah, they've got plants that are doing that now, that are cutting it up, and then they add a emulsifier, and then it breaks it down into a gooey substance, basically back almost into tar, and then you can just reuse it for whatever else, or power, whatever.
That's what's up. Y'all heard about the Passport Boys. Listen, I don't want to talk about the Passport Boys. Chemistry class was teaching how to make several types of energetic air movers. Fire. Yeah, I think I saw the one where the dude was he had like a generator, and he would put smoke inside it, right? And he would do demonstrations where he would like pull it and let it go, and it would shoot the air in a form of like a ring. And he had like some styrofoam cups set up on like a tree stump. And he would shoot the air just to see how far he can get the force. And it had smoke around it, so it would knock the cups over. So he kept moving them further away to see, what the effect of it was. I think that's interesting, man. Bitcoin ATM here. Yep. Bitcoin ATM here in Michigan. Yes, sir. That technology is already here, man. It might not be in your city yet, but it's coming to a store near you. I promise you.
Couple of spots in the Midwest over here that they got Bitcoin ATMs and they accept it. Like there's places that are straight up like, yeah, we accept Bitcoin. I mean, shoot, that's what I'm doing now on my channel and whatnot. I take Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver. You can pay me in all of them. I already had some customers like, hey, you accept some Ethereum stock? I'm like, yep, here it is. Send it over. I'm telling you guys, like seriously, everybody watching, if you're trying to be a millionaire or get paid, every stock and every crypto that me and Six were just talking about, y'all need to get. And I'll put you onto something. So XRP, according to my inside guide, is going to be huge because the CBDC, the United States' digital currency, or the digital coin, is going to be moving a large amount of their we'll just say financial energies through that particular crypto. And to get it, because they're in a lawsuit right now, you can't do it through normal means. You have to go to uphold.com, and then you put your money into you put money onto your account, and then you convert it into XRP. All right. And right now I think it's only worth like 0.47. So at like less than 50 cents, put in a couple $100 or whatever you got in there, and just watch what that's going to do. You can thank me in the future. Trust me on that one.
No doubt. Good looking out on that. Boy Scout made a reactor with it. Sorry, I'm late. She came right at the end. Been buying Bitcoin from ATM since 2017. That is fire. Plastic can be converted into diesel fuel. Interesting. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all the petroleum based. Anything flexible like that, rubber, plastic, Vaseline, any of that kind of stuff is almost always made out of petroleum based. What's interesting now is that they're able to take like papaya and whatever else and convert that into leather, and they're starting to learn how to turn that into then fuel and something else. They're able to do it. But yeah, that in itself is it makes sense chemically, but to see them doing it, yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and what about all that time when it was like, yeah, man, all this stuff is pollution. It just sits there in these landfills. That shit was cap because they literally use all of that stuff. You know what I mean?
But think about it. Now they got reservoirs of these materials that everybody just gave away. You gave it away for free. Yep. And now they can turn around and take it right out of the garbage and make profit. It's
that's the plan the whole time, son. And they listen, and they knew a long time ago, like, yo, this is what we're gonna do. People gonna do all this stuff right here, throwing all this stuff away. You know what I mean? All they doing is fueling this project we're gonna do later, where we can turn it into something and sell it back to them.
They got thousands and thousands of tire yards out there.
Facts. Used tires all over the place. Like, oh, we don't know what to do with used tires. We can't burn them because they're so pollutive, so much pollution to the atmosphere. Right.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that. One, let's just go old school. You could take all them tires and throw them in a volcano, and they're just gone. Poof. Okay. Yep. Two, volcanoes are erupting every day somewhere on this planet, and they produce way more pollution than mankind can and will ever do.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I was listening to David Lester Street, and he was talking before you get your passport, you need to file an affidavit of repudiation, basically get rid of U.S. citizenship. Not what we're talking about right now, Angela. I got a new passport, by the way. The feds destroyed the old one. Yeah, I'm glad you got a new one, Kev.
Destruction of federal property. I'd report them.
I would have done what is it? What's that phone called? SF95, I think. I'd have had to do that, man. You were very right about XRP. Listen, I'm about to. By the way, I was talking to Wolf about this too. I'm about to get in on that. What is that thing called? I was talking about the Ledger. I think I'm gonna grab a Ledger Nano S Plus. And what it is a cold storage for your crypto. So you can take your crypto and throw it on this bad boy. That way it doesn't, it doesn't get corrupted or anything like that. It'll hold you. So he got his right there. I gotta get one, man. I think I'm gonna grab a Ledger. I was told it was pretty good. I'm holding a bunch of Shiba coins and holding. Yeah, I heard Shiba coin. It had a fall after all this stuff happened. But yo, this is the time to grab that. Yo, it's about to be a big turn in currency, man. Thanks.
We are alive at a very pivotal point that people right now don't realize. So everybody listening and watching, like, you guys are on the forefront. I mean, kind of like when we were kids. At least for me, I know I'm a little bit older than 6, but when Microsoft and Nike and all the rest of them were offering stock, I wanted to get into it, but I didn't have the money. You know what I mean? Because shit, even $100 back in them days was a lot. But I mean, I did buy into Bitcoin back in the days, but I won't worry about that story right now. But all of them were the first of their kind, and as we see where they went, made millionaires out of everybody who bought that stuff day one. So all I can say is this is y'all chance. I know I'm on it. You best believe this. Believe it.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. So I'm about to end this on that note. Make sure y'all get y'all shit together, man, because stuff's about to turn. Absolutely. And you want to be in the forefront. Us being the awakened, it is our job to make sure we do not get taken. So yeah, there we go. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and leave on that note. I'm gonna pass Wolf the floor.
Oh, I really can't say much more. All I can say is that you guys get your hands on that stuff. Hopefully, y'all was taking notes. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Hit that bell to get notified. And 6, are we on for Tuesday? You're gonna be on my channel with Finest Thing. So he's down. So
you hit him up. Oh, you man.
yeah,
I'll be there, man. I'll be there on your channel. Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll be
all
there.
right, yeah, I'm gonna rock it at 7:30 Central, but like I said, I figure you guys probably jump on around 8, but whatever. Anywhere in that time, I'm just gonna flow with it, bring y'all in. So y'all guests are more than welcome to come over there as well and check us all out. Your boy 6 will be on James C. Lovett, the Bad Wolf on YouTube. But before we go, make sure you guys hit those likes for my mans. Let's get that algorithm up for him. And I appreciate you giving me the floor, 6. Take care, everybody out there, all the grind timers out there. And that's it. Take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you later.
That's it, man. And if you like what you enjoyed, if you like the show and you enjoyed what you heard and saw, hit that Cash App, man. Go ahead and send me a donation. Greatly appreciate everything that's forwarded. I use that to get this merchandise here. This shirt is I support the current thing. This is from Forbidden Clothes. So yeah, I do like
awesome.
these outfits. So whatever you pretty much send forward, I'll put into the show. So greatly appreciate that. It is A6, the foreign national born natural. I'll holler at you later. Peace.